In today's tutorial, we'll show you how to install WordPress locally on your computer using XAMPP. In order to follow along, you'll need a few things in place. You'll need to have XAMPP installed. You can grab that from apachefriends.org. You'll need your text editor of choice. And of course, you'll need the latest WordPress, which you can download from wordpress.org. Let's begin by clicking on the Windows logo or clicking the Windows key on the keyboard and typing XAMPP. We'll open the control panel and we'll go ahead and start the Apache server by clicking Start next to Apache and do the same thing for MySQL. And in the MySQL row, there's an admin button right next to the Start button here. We're going to go ahead and click on that. That's going to take us to phpMyAdmin, where we'll create our new database for WordPress when we install it. We're going to click on New and enter a new database name. While we're here, we're going to highlight everything and copy this over to our text editor. We're going to need this information for WordPress when it does its install. Click Create. And we have our new database, but we have no user. So we're going to come up to the top and click on Privileges, Add New User. And we're going to repeat this process by entering a new username, highlighting everything and copying it over. We're going to click on Generate Password, and that's going to generate a password in both the password field and over here where we're going to highlight everything and copy it over. We're going to fix this so it's a little more readable. We can get back to it. Got our password entered in. Under database for user account, we're going to make sure that grant all privileges for user on, and this will say your new database name. I'm sorry. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom here and click on Go. Everything looks good here. So we're going to open a new tab and head over to wordpress.org, where we'll download that latest copy of WordPress by clicking on Get WordPress. I must not have clicked assertively enough. We're going to click on Download WordPress, make sure that Save File is ticked, and click OK. That's going to go in our Downloads folder, and we're going to need to copy that over to the XAMPP folder's htdocs folder. And we're going to find that by going into the XAMPP control panel and clicking on Explorer. It's going to open our XAMPP folder. We're looking for htdocs. We're going to go ahead and drag this zip over to that folder. We're going to extract. And we're going to rename this something that makes sense. You may end up with multiple WordPress installations on your XAMPP install. So we're going to name it something that would be more like the domain name on a normal install. In this case, something like test demo. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this because we're going to use that as part of the URL to access our new site. We're going to begin by typing localhost and then slash and then folder name. So test demo in this case. Hit enter. And we're going to give the WordPress installer just a few seconds to spin up. We can select our language. And here's WordPress telling us that it's going to need all that information that we copy and pasted into the text file. So we're good. We'll click Let's Go. And we're going to begin copying over this information. We'll replace the default database name by pasting ours in. Do the same thing with the username and password. Localhost, we don't need to change. Table prefix, you could change. That's a little bit of WordPress security, but if you're not feeling gamey, that's no big deal. Just press let's go. And let's run the installation. Here's where we're going to fill in the site title. And also, we're going to create some important credentials. They'll be your login credentials, so we'll need to save those. Your site title you can change later. Your new username, you definitely want to copy this over. You won't be able to log in without it. So copy. Same thing for the password. And you can fill in the email that you'll be using to receive emails from your WordPress install. And click Install WordPress. That's it. You'll be taken to a login screen, or you'll be prompted to go to a login screen. We'll click Login. Almost there. We'll enter in our new credentials that we just created. Let's make sure we have the right password copied. And our new username. Might as well copy and paste that too. And click Login. And here we're at our new dashboard. This is a freshly installed copy of WordPress. It's running completely on your computer, locally. It's connected to the internet. If you have connection to the internet on your computer, it is connected to the internet. So if you're not using it, it's a good idea to stop your Apache server, stop your MySQL, make sure everything's exited. But yeah, it's a great idea to have a locally installed copy of WordPress. You can play around with it, make changes. If you completely mess things up, no big deal. Just delete everything. Start over. You can create new WordPress installs and create a new website using that install and then deploy that onto your hosting. Or you can pull your live site from your hosting and install that onto your computer so you'll have a copy of your website to mess around with. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you want to learn more about using WordPress on your computer, you can check out wordpress.org/support. They have a support article there that goes over in detail a lot of stuff to do with some of the things you run into when you're running your own WordPress. You can visit apachefriends.org for more information about XAMPP. And of course, you can visit us at websiteovernight.com for more tutorials about making sites work. Thanks again.